This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're taking a look at the GORUCK M23 21L backpack, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. Let's dive in. So you might notice right away that this is a bit of a step in a different direction from GORUCK. Typically we're seeing very durable, thick materials. Now this is going to still be durable, but it's a bit lighter. So if you like GORUCK's style, but you want something a little bit lighter, this might be the pack for you. So we've got 420D Robic nylon, and then we've also got 210D nylon and 210D Robic nylon elsewhere on this pack. So we've got quite a few materials going on here, and they're all pretty lightweight, at least compared to what we're used to seeing from GORUCK, you know, typically 1000+ D Cordura. But I found this to be very water resistant, very durable, and just generally pretty lightweight. It's not the most lightweight backpack, but compared to other GORUCK backpacks, it feels pretty light when you're carrying it around. But we've got durable hardware as well. So we got 2 fid locks here on the top compartment here. So just pop those off. Easier to do when you're not on camera, I suppose, and they just kind of pop down like this, and then this opens like that. So if you haven't used a fid lock before, it might take a little bit of getting used to, but I didn't really find it getting in my way at all. 2 of them is a little bit just more cumbersome than just having to do 1, but I think the front looks nice and they work well. They don't pop off when you don't want them to. We got YKK zippers. There aren't a ton of zippers on this thing because obviously the main compartment is accessible via these fid locks, but there are YKK zippers on some of the other pockets, and they work well, some of the best in the business. Just overall, a very durable looking and feeling pack. We have the logo under here. As you can see, the GORUCK logo is there on the hook and loop fastener, and then we have the GORUCK patch there. So you can attach that patch or a different patch, or just leave it without a patch like that if you don't want anything there. So we have a handle here on the top, very durable, a little bit of padding in there, but not the most padding. So it's pretty comfortable, you know, if you just have to do a short trip of walking with it, maybe on public transit or something like that. And it's kind of wide too, so you don't get too claustrophobic, and it kind of rests in a not completely compressed way, but it doesn't really like get caught on things very easily, which is nice. And one thing I forgot to mention a moment ago is that we do have some Duraflex hardware here as well. So fid lock on the front, Duraflex on the back. Very snappy, very doesn't pop open when you don't want it to, it just works. So pretty much all of the materials that are in use here, I think do really well. But overall, the pack doesn't have a ton going on the outside, and I think it looks really nice. And it's not better than other GORUCK stuff, it's just different, so it just depends whether or not you like this change or not. So the back panel is pretty well padded. It's not the most padded back panel I've seen, but it does pretty well. It is also, as you can see here, there's a zipper that goes around the back, so that's the laptop compartment, which we will get into. So depending on the size of your laptop, it kind of make this feel like a brick, that you're carrying a brick. So I think it says it fits up to a 14-inch, but I was actually able to fit a 15-inch in there. But when I had the 15-inch in there, it's like completely taking up this whole space. So it just kind of feels like a little bit like a flat, straight thing on your back that doesn't mold to your body as well. But when you have a smaller laptop in here, like I have a 13-inch in here right now, it feels a little bit better. No aeration or anything like that, but I didn't find it to be getting super, super hot compared to other black backpacks, but just depends what you're used to, I suppose. But overall, pretty happy with the back panel. The shoulder straps have a little bit of curvature here, as you can see, which kind of helps it mold to your body a little bit, but depending on your body shape, might do that better or worse. Sternum strap here, as you can see, is on a kind of a ladder system here, so you can remove it if you don't want to use it at all, or just switch it between the points. And I like having a rail because you can make those micro adjustments, but if you're doing something a little bit more rugged, you don't want it to be constantly getting moved around and stuff like that. So this can only go so far up and down on this little ladder when it's in position. So I think that's a nice thing. And also you can just remove it completely if you don't want to use it and just use these as attachment points for different various gear. So quite a bit of padding on the shoulder straps as well. No real aeration here either, but again, it didn't get too much hotter than what I'm used to. So pretty happy with the harness system overall. So if you are finding this video helpful, make sure you throw a like on this video and subscribe to the channel so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. So as you can see, I have the pack on now, and I moved the mic because it was hitting my sweatshirt when I put the backpack on. But I find this bag to be very comfortable. It is a bit big, especially for the capacity, just depending on, I guess, what kind of backpack you normally carry. But for me personally, it fits my body very well, but I am just over 6 foot. So if you are shorter or maybe you have a smaller frame, it might feel a little bit big, especially for the capacity that it does have. But overall, very comfortable for me. You can kind of see how that curvature like molds to my body nicely. I will say you can't adjust it super easily while you're wearing it. Sorry if I knocked the mic there a little bit, but that's not a huge deal for me. I know some packs, it almost does it too easily. So this isn't going to come loose or anything like that while you're wearing it. And then again, that kind of ties into what I said about the sternum strap, is it's gonna stay how you want it. So if you take this for a hike, leave for a month and come back and take it for a hike again, it'll fit you. So it kind of doesn't look like it, but there are a few secondary compartments, and maybe you noticed them while I was going through the pack a little bit earlier. So one thing to mention right off the bat is that there are 2 zippers that run down the side right here. And this is probably more of a me issue than anything, but I consistently got them confused. So on this side over here, this is the look into the main compartment. So you can access the things in the bottom of the main compartment because it is a top loader. On this side over here, we have a quick access pocket, which you can access while you like bring it just to the side when you have the backpack on, and you can put gear inside there to get it easily. So I don't know what it was. I couldn't get it in my head which was which, and I consistently would be like, oh, let me grab like the book I stuck in this pocket, and then I'd be like in the main compartment. It's not a big deal, and it's really just, maybe it's just because I tested it for 3 weeks, but just something to keep in mind. But this pocket here, no organization or anything like that. It is pretty big. You can see it goes all the way up to here, down to here, takes up most of the front face. But as you can see, I have nothing in there right now because me personally, I just couldn't get the sides straight, so I just didn't have a use for it and how I was testing it. But I do think if you're hiking or if you're using this as a daily commuter pack on public transit, it would be very handy for like a Nintendo Switch or a book or something like that to snag it while you're sitting there waiting to, get to work or something like that. But we do have 2 more pockets as well here on the sides. These ones are a little bit more hidden, but we've got a pocket here on this side, which has 2 pockets inside of it. So a little bit of organization. Again, they're tailored so that way when you put it to the side, you can access these pockets like this way. So they're, ready to grab whatever you put in there. So I use those mostly for snacks, wallets, stuff like that. Good quick access pocket that you can get while you're wearing it. So if you're on the move in the city on a hike or something like that, you can get to the stuff inside. And you guys may have noticed there isn't an external water bottle pocket on this thing. So on this side, we have another pocket, and this one doesn't have any internal organization. So this is what I've been using to stow a water bottle. And it is, a pretty good sized pocket here, as you can see. No organization inside of there. And both of these pockets do eat into the main compartment. So if you load these up with stuff, it's not like extra space really. I mean, you're gonna get a little bit of extra space from this material here. But if you completely load up the main compartment, it's gonna be harder to get stuff inside of here. And this material on the inside is stretchy, so it's going to stretch into the main compartment. But nice to be able to have someone to put a water bottle. I don't love internal water bottle pockets, but I didn't have any issues with this one. I guess I should say I didn't have any issues with my water bottle while I was testing this, and obviously there really isn't anything that this does to make it leak. And obviously as well, it is vertical, so when you put a water bottle inside of there, it's sitting sit up. So even if it's leaking, in theory, it's not gonna leak because the water is down away from the top of the water bottle. So as far as internal water bottle pockets go, I like this one because it's accessible from the outside still. So the last secondary compartment we'll talk about in this section here is the laptop compartment. So as you can see, I kind of got those out of the way to open this up. Pretty good, 50% opening, goes around 50% of the sides, and you can get to your laptop pretty easily here. This is a 3D printed 13-inch laptop, quite a bit of room to spare. As I mentioned earlier, I was able to fit a 15-inch in here, but it was a little tight around the corner, and just every time I did it, I kind of had to shove it under here first, like that, and then close it around it. So you can do it, but if you have a bigger 15-inch, I don't know that I would get this pack because it's just not ideal to have to do that every time, and it does affect comfort a little bit as well. But with a smaller computer, it's a little bit more comfortable. I think it doesn't feel as much as like a brick on your back, and it's easier to get it in there too. You can also access the frame sheet inside of here. So if you undo this hook and loop fastener, there is a hard plastic frame sheet inside of there. So it gives it a little bit of structure here on the back panel, but if you want to save some weight or you don't want the structure, you can remove that if you don't want to use it. So there is one more secondary compartment, but it's kind of in the main compartment. So we're going to go over in this section. Let me pop I swear, every time that I like talk about how easy fidlocks are and then I try to open them on camera, it's like, not today. So this is the last secondary compartment here. Just a zippered compartment. I have my phone stowed in there right now. I don't know why I like putting my phone in there. I guess it makes me like, it's harder for me to get to it, so that way I'm not like scrolling through Instagram or something like that when I should be enjoying a new city or something of that nature. But we do have a key clip inside of here. Very short key clip, which I kind of like. I've said it before on the channel, but I either like them to be really short or really long so I can use them, or really short so they stay out of the way, and then I'll just pop off the keys when I need to use them. So pretty good sized pocket here. It does, if you have it loaded up with gear and you like open up the fidlocks, it'll like kind of like fall over like that. I'm not sure how well it actually showed that, but it'll kind of just come over. But that's kind of like the case with all of the backpacks that have these lid pockets. So just something to keep in mind. I do like its inclusion, especially because it doesn't get in the way if you don't want to use it. And it's nice to be able to disperse your weight a little bit if you're taking this for a hike or something like that. So you can lock some gear near the top that maybe you want to, I don't know, you probably won't want to put weight up here, but the rest of the main compartment's kind of just a big open area, so you can lock things down here or disperse your weight a little bit if you want to. But as I mentioned earlier, when you get into the actual main compartment, you can access it here, right? So if you want to access stuff that's on the bottom, it's best to do it like this because it's a little bit harder because this is a drawstring opening here. Let me close that. And you pop open this drawstring. You get really good access to the stuff on top, but to get down to the bottom, you're kind of sticking your arm in like this, and it's just a little bit more challenging. So it's nice to have this access here so you can grab something from the bottom without upsetting the whole apple cart that is your main compartment there. So coming in from the top here, probably the easiest way to look at, we do have a zippered compartment right here. Still kind of challenging to show you that, but I have my wallet stowed in there right now trying to find the zipper pull there. Just have my wallet, chum surf shorts stowed inside of there. And it's a pretty good sized pocket. You could put your phone in there, you could put some snacks in there, maybe some tech. You might be able to fit, depending on how much tech you bring, you might be able to put all of your tech in there, chargers and stuff like that, so that way you don't have to have a tech pouch. And this can kind of be your, passport, tech, phone, wallet can all go in here. Again, it's going to depend on the devices you have and how much you're bringing, but nice to have a little pocket there. I'm going to pull out the rest of my goodies here, packing cube, and packing cube. So quite a bit of space in here, and I had room to spare. So if you need to bring quite a bit of gear, it does load up pretty well, especially for its capacity. And then underneath that zipper pocket, we have another pocket here with an elastic topper. I just have my toiletry bag stowed inside of there because it's nice to have that locked down so I know exactly where it is. And maybe it's not the easiest to access, but I know right where it is. So even if I just open the top, I can like slide my hand along the bottom. I'm gonna get inside this pocket because it doesn't have the topper. Very kind of challenging to show you the organization inside of here because of how this is organized. But you can see this little gusset here on the side to give you more space. So if you do like put something larger inside there, it does have space for it. It doesn't like make it awkward to stow inside. And then there's a good look at the elastic there. So if I put this back inside here, you can kind of see that gusset in action a little bit on the side. And there's a little bit of room for stuff on top of that as well if you wanted to do that. You could also, stow like a water bladder or something in there if you wanted to. A lot of endless opportunities here because there isn't a bunch of organization that gets in your way. It's just kind of like a big trash bag, and there is some organization that helps you organize if you want to, and you can add extra gear here on top with this drawstring. Is like you just don't close it as much, and you can see we have a bunch of extra material here with this fidlock, so you can like loosen it to really, you could fit a ton of gear inside of here if you needed to. Obviously, I don't think you're gonna be able to get that much, but the fidlock's not going to stop you from putting extra gear inside of here. So overall, very happy with this because it doesn't, as I said, it doesn't get in your way. You can really put as much gear in here as you want to. If you want every piece of gear to have a home, there are some pockets and a little bit of organization, but it's not super segmented, so this might not be the pack for you. But if you just want a pack that can do a lot of things pretty well, this might be the one for you. So there you have it, the GORUCK M23 21L backpack. Thanks for keeping it your pack hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.